Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of the Neurodivergent Navigator Podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin Warren, and today I'll be discussing and exploring the terms over and under stimulation. In this episode, we will look at a definition of what overstimulation is, a definition of what understimulation is, what causes overstimulation, what causes understimulation, how to support someone with over or understimulation, and my experiences with over and understimulation. I hope you enjoy. So, what is overstimulation? Overstimulation is a term that describes a state where an autistic person's brain is overwhelmed by things like sensory input or sensations such as sights, sounds, smells, or textures, making it difficult to process information and causing distress. In simple terms, it is when an autistic person can become upset and has a hard time trying to understand things when something or a lot of things may be going on around them that is bothering them. Then, overstimulation's counterpart, understimulation, essentially means the opposite. Understimulation is when an autistic person isn't receiving enough sensory input from their environment to feel engaged or regulated. This can lead to feelings of boredom, restlessness, or difficulty focusing. It may then cause the person to try seeking out intense sensory experiences to fill that gap or withdraw from others. In simple terms, it is when autistic people don't have something to stimulate or regulate themselves, so they can't focus or relax and can feel bored. And, as I have also mentioned in the previous episode with the context of stimming, allistic people, or people who aren't autistic, can also be over and understimulated, but it's generally more frequent, intense, and challenging for autistic people due to the general difference in how they process sensory information. So, what causes someone to feel over or understimulated? Well, as there is such a variety in the autistic spectrum, there are a variety of different triggers and different specific things that can over and understimulate autistic people. It can be different for different people. Some autistic people may often get overstimulated, some may often get understimulated, others may often not feel either or feel both. The spectrum is infinite. But some common triggers that can cause or contribute to overstimulation include loud or disruptive noises, bright or flickering lights, crowded or chaotic environments, unexpected touches or certain textures, strong smells, transition or routine changes, and multiple stimuli at once. As for understimulation, it can occur when there is considered to be a boring environment, a lack of social interactions, or a lack of novelty or variety in a routine, basically boredom. So, how can you support someone with over or understimulation? Well, in terms of overstimulation, you can support someone facing it by creating a calm environment, minimizing sensory input, specifically minimizing the sensory input that's bothering them, offering comfort and reassurance, helping them identify what triggers and overwhelms them if they are unaware, practicing coping strategies like deep breathing or grounding techniques for when they do get overstimulated, and providing a safe space for them to decompress and relax. It is also important to acknowledge a person's feelings if they are overwhelmed and assure them that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. You should also try to be patient and avoid dismissing their feelings. If this practice is not taken, autistic people can often feel even more overwhelmed and upset the next time they become overstimulated, especially if they're pressured to hide or dismiss it. Also, if overstimulation is a recurring and upsetting issue to an autistic person, professional support can also be sought if necessary. In terms of understimulation, you can support someone facing it by focusing on providing a variety of engaging and stimulating activities. Different activities work for different people. Creating a structured environment that minimizes stress and can also promote a sense of security. And arguably, most importantly, understanding a person's specific sensory preferences and then tailoring and providing activities corresponding to those needs. As I've explained, different things over and understimulate different people, and different supports are needed to help with that feeling of over or understimulation. I too have specific things that overstimulate and understimulate me and use different supports and coping mechanisms to help. For me, I can be hypersensitive, meaning I can be sensitive to certain sensory inputs and sensations. The main example being, I have trouble with and often cannot do schoolwork or general work in an environment that is loud or disruptive. It's to the point where it can upset me when I'm forced or feel obliged to work in those conditions. Thankfully, my needs are usually catered for. For example, I am facilitated with a quieter room with fewer people in it when I'm doing exams, and I'm lucky to have a quiet space to work in and stimulate myself, which is my bedroom. Some other things can also bother and overstimulate me too, such as when I have a texture that I don't like on my hands, like something sticky or dry, or when there is a change in routine or plans. It can bother me too sometimes, and that's okay. Personally, I don't get understimulated as often or feel overwhelmed by it as much as overstimulation, but I generally would prefer to feel stimulated in an environment so I can work or concentrate on a task. But what's important to know overall is that no matter what a person may get over or understimulated by, or if they often feel over or understimulated, or if they don't, that's okay. And whatever coping mechanisms or support they need to manage that is completely okay too. Over and understimulation can be hard for anyone, especially for autistic people, so in just letting a person know that they are supported and valued when they are in that overwhelmed state can be a huge help and can mean the world to them. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Neurodivergent Navigator Podcast. I hope this episode helped you learn about and get a better insight into what over and understimulation is and the other elements to do with it. Have a great day or night, and as always, stay weird.